I remember when I was a little girl and I would hear some of the, women talking, and they would say, "Whatever happened to Margaret? We haven't seen her for a while." The other one would say, "Well, we heard she was taken on the boats. We haven't heard from her."
What we found with the native girls from the reservations is there's quite a bit of recruitment, enticement, and I look at it basically as kidnapping from pimps. A girl who at the time was 16 was literally sold to the crew of the boat, and she'd been held captive on board this vessel as it made its way up and down the Great Lakes. They're identifying the disenfranchised segment of a population, and in this area, they choose to focus on the reservations.
Not that native prostitution or trafficking is a small picture, because it's not. It's a lot bigger than people realize.
There are people who specifically seek out young Native girls. Where I work, it's an impoverished neighborhood. But at nighttime, you look around the streets and suddenly there are some really nice cars. Because there are people driving out half an hour to go buy young Native girls. I've never heard stories in all of my work as a sexual assault advocate like I've heard from the Native community. People don't see Native American women and girls as being human. They see them as punching bags, or as something that's really novel, like a new toy that it's fun at first, but afterwards you throw it away.
I was raised in the 50s, and we would watch the cowboy and Indian shows. And I was always rooting for the cowboys, staying away from them savages. I did not know until I went to school that I was Native American, or that I was back then American Indian. I didn't know that until I went to first grade. So all of a sudden, I was one of them. What happened to the Native American people over the last 100 years has caused a lot of the problems that our young people are having now. The low self-esteem, the poverty, incest, chemical dependency. There's a lot of things that they don't have hope. They've lost hope.
Native Americans, in terms of life on reservations, they have the worst mortality rates anywhere in the Western Hemisphere outside of Haiti. And when you consider that they've been raised in poverty, there's a lot of addiction, and then you take these young girls and you put them on the streets where the risk of being murdered is 25 to 100 times higher for prostituted women. And then you take into account that there's already a lot of racism. These girls have no chance sometimes.
I understand how young people who are searching for love and affection and attention, and there's guys out there that will give it to you and that will make you feel special and cared about. But I also, at the same time, I knew that if I just disappeared, they really wouldn't care. And they'd never go to the police and say, our friend is missing, because people just come and go on the street. You can see them for a few days and pretty soon they're gone.
We need to go after the pedophiles, and we need to go after the pimps. People need to recognize that the pimps are cruel. They truly are cruel, and they use any methods available to them to keep the girls in fear and keep them in prostitution.
It's important to talk about how it's considered a crime to prostitute. However, the punishment for solicitation is so minor, it's laughable.
The trafficking, the sex slavery, it's not seen as a social problem, it's seen as a victimless crime. So we need a shift in the thinking of what sex slavery actually is, and that these women and these American citizens are victims.